topic of this discussion right here, this tutorial, is one that's very important. This is one of the most important things I do before I even record. I don't even record without doing this. And this is locking your beat in the time, or click track, as they like to say. All right, so check it out. Here you have the beat right here. All right, pretty much straightforward. But here's the issue. Say like if I want to make this beat longer, or if this beat wasn't long enough, or you see at the end of here the way it stopped. Okay, so like if I want to continue the beat here, how would you do it? Okay, so I would want to bring this here, and I would like to duplicate that, and to duplicate that, I did that by Control D, by the way. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So I come up here and I duplicate it here with it if it's on beat. Of course not. See, it's not on beat. You can tell it's not on beat. And then another way you can tell that it's not on beat, if we go up to the top screen and we pull up the transport. All right, we can click over here, and you see that's not on beat. So without it being on beat, it's gonna be impossible to do things like fly your hook, copy your hook and have it on beat. This way, you'll have people that are recording every hook manually, and that's we used to do that in the 90s. So we're gonna do first. We're gonna find out and determine the tempo of the beat. Delete that tail end off of there. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do it. First, before we even start, and I know there's a few different people out there that show you. Matter of fact, it's not too many people. There's a few people that got their own procedures. This is what works for me, and I've been doing this a majority of my life. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to find. Okay, you see this right here? This is your transport bar. Let me see if this is showing up. I'm not sure if your transport bar is showing up. Is this your transport bar? And usually it looks like, the transport bar look like this. And if your transport bar look like this, then you're not going to have any options to hear the click track. Alright, so what you want to do is go to the right hand corner here, click that drop screen, and you want to click this first one that says MIDI controls. Turn that on, and as you see, it's going to expand it. Then you have more options. This button right here controls the click metronome that you hear. If I play it, nothing. If I click the button, play it. Alright, so you get the point. This is to control the click that you're going to hear. Alright, so to do that, before you even start that, you need to come up here and go to track. And you want to come down here and create a click track. The reason you hear my click track right now because I already have one pre-installed, but I'm taking you in the steps. We're starting at 0. Okay, so let's recap. First I showed you how to expand the transport bar. Come to the right, drop screen, go to MIDI controls. Click on MIDI controls and it's going to open up. You have here, right here, this toggle is going to let you turn the click track on and off so they can be heard as the sounds that you hear for a click track. Tick tock, whatever. Okay. You look over here, you're going to see this is got a number. And this is the tempo. This is what's going to give you something that's called the BPM. The BPM is also called the tempo. The BPM means beats per minute, and that is the tempo. Okay, so right here, as you see, it says one number right here. So 87 is the number there. If I change that to 100, hit enter, you'll see that let's mute this. You'll see that the click track goes faster. If I go to 150, click enter, see it goes a lot faster. So our goal now is to get that click track to click along with the beat. This may seem long and drawn out, but everything I'm showing you right now is necessary for you to get this correctly. If you don't do it right, then your hooks are not going to be on time, and when you do certain things to the beats, it's not going to fly off right. So you can't rush this process. You got to do it the right way. All right. First thing we're going to do, we're going to find the downbeat, or we're going to find where the kick hits first. So right here, as I could look up in this area, I can see something's going to happen right around here in that area. Let's see. Oh, we're going to take off the click track. Alright. We're going to these control up here in this area right here. This is what I use to control how much of the wave we see. Alright. And so I want to control I want to zoom in. Alright. I want to zoom in, and I want to wait until I find a kick drum, a kick. The best, right there, the kick drum. Okay, there go the kick, the first kick drum. Okay, so right here it sounds like the first kick happens right here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete what's in front of it, and then I'm going to pull this all the way to the front of the timeline. This is an important part of it. Alright, we'll go push it, play. Right? See that? Okay, we're going to zoom in a little bit more to make sure that we actually on the first kick. And so you fine tune it as much as you want. I'm going to, okay, right there sounds good to me. And I'm going to move it at the beginning. It's very important that you move it at the beginning. You got to follow all my steps. If you don't follow these steps, then you might as well turn this video off and go find out how other people do it with the complicated ways. This may seem difficult at first, but once I show you how this is going to, each one will get easier and easier. Okay, so that's going to be the start of the beat. We're going to zoom back out so you can see the whole beat. And I do that so we have enough room to play. Okay, so now I'm going to push play, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, look on your keyboard. You're going to see the key T, the letter T. The letter T as in tap. Okay, before we do anything, we're going to highlight this right here, the tempo that we just looked at, and that number. Okay, because that's the T is going to manipulate that number. Okay, so you click that number right here of the tempo. Now, before we even push any beats, what I want you to do is I want you to tap on the T button. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's me tapping on the T. If you notice, as I tap on that T button, it's changing the numbers of that of the BPM or the tempo. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to play the beat at the same time, and we want to tap the tempo. So let's try to do that. I'm going to push the beat. I'm going to play the beat, and look, this is why I wanted you to start it at the absolute beginning, because now there's no disruptions, no questions. This is the absolute beginning, and I'm going to show you how that plays. That's going to help us out in a minute, because if we just tap the tempo and we just right here in the middle of nowhere, we'll find out the tempo, but then we won't be placed correctly on the grid. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way to the beginning, push play, and we're going to tap the tempo. First, we're going to highlight that, and you can push play. Okay, from the tapping the tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. You shouldn't have to do it no longer than 2 bars. If you're on beat, and a lot of times I've been in all different types of Pro Tools, and this thing that T don't always go directly on the beat. So what you got to do now is you got to push this button right here so you can hear the click metronome. We're going to play the beat at the same time. We're going to see if that metronome, that click track, line up with the beat. Let's go. Okay, as you see, that's kind of fast. So let's take it, and we're going to go to 87, and we'll go 0.500. I usually go in increments of 500. It helps me fine tune it the best. So now let's press play again. Okay, that sounds about right. Now here's the cheats, so you don't have to listen to the whole beat to see if the click track worked for the whole beat. If the beginning if the beginning is on beat, then you go over here to the end, and the end is on beat, then most likely the click track is perfect. And as you see, it's perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do. Okay, so you're going to say, at the beginning, we cut off a portion of the beat, the intro and all that. So now we want to heal that back. But here's how we're going to do it. You see these lines right up in here? They're on the grid. They're on the grid. And if they're not on, we're going to come here to the top here, and you're going to see at this top left-hand corner, you see shuffle, spot, slip, and grid. All right? Shuffle, spot, slip, and grid. This is important. We want to change this to grid. What's going to happen, and when you hit grid, make sure you only tap it one time, because if you tap it 2 times, you're going to get another type of grid option. But what we want to do is we want to have the grid that has the blue background. It just says simply grid by itself. Alright, so now what that grid is going to do, if you look at those lines right there, those lines are what we're going to snap to in the grid. So if you bring this here, okay, let's zoom in. If you bring that close here to that line right there, we're going to automatically slip into that line. Alright, once you slip into that line, we're going to go up here to the heal function, and we're going to heal the beat by stretching it back out to the beginning again. Now the intro, okay, zoom back out. Now the intro and everything works out good. Alright. Alright, and now the beat is locked on timer. And that gives us the ability to do things like this. If we need to make the beat longer, like over here at the end. Okay, if we just need that beat a little bit longer, we can highlight from grid point to grid point. We come here at the top to edit and duplicate. There's a shortcut for that too, but I'll save that for the advanced lessons, for the tutorials, the how-to tutorials. Even though this is a how-to tutorial, this is kind of like introduction level. Alright. And you'll see right here where that split happened. The beat. Okay, now we want to start over. See that? Did you see that? How seamless it was? Yeah. And if we want, we can heal this beat back and pull this beat back and stop it at the grid. And it's even, you know, everything's locked in. And this gives you, and this is the same kind of concept that you'll use when flying hooks or moving the hooks. So like there was the vocal hook, and I'll do a whole tutorial on how to move the hooks. So like there was a hook in this block. You could take this block and copy this block over here, knowing that everything would be on beat. And that's how you find the tempo easy in Pro Tools. Alright. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit the bell notification and all that good stuff. And I got an ebook that's available that I just wrote. It's called Selling Beats as an NFT. It can also be applied to artists too, but this is the producer edition. I'm going to have an artist version of the book coming out soon. But yeah, make sure you download that, and follow me on Twitter, 1515 Media. I'm your boy J.Reese. Yeah, man.